Grid models. When you create a grid with Scriptcase, you see that you're not creating only a simple grid. The grid is only one of the models that we have available within the grid application. So this is a grid I have just created, and we can see that initial model is set as grid. It means the application will be in this grid format, the horizontal one, with horizontal lines. The records per page is defined according to the default option that we have here, lines per page, then and also the other options that is already defined, such as pagination, buttons. This is all created by our development team, but it doesn't mean that you need to use the grid like that. You have infinite possibilities to use this application. This is Versatile application and an efficient solution for manage and displaying your data, so you are able to play dynamically here with the options. So let's understand how the models will work. So first we have here, as I said, the initial model as grid, and then you have available the search model. This is a search application integrated with the grid application. We call it advanced search. So if you want to modify the advanced search, you will go here to search area and play with the options advanced search. So this is the search application integrated as a model. Then you have the grid model itself. You have the detail. The detail is a simple one. Just if I go here back to this grid application, see details. This is the detail model where you can have all the fields. In the case of this grid application, we are not displaying all fields from this sales table, so you can use the detail for that. And you have then summary and chart. Summary and chart are not available here because you need to create a group by. It means you need to group the data so you can have summary and chart. For more detail about summary and chart, you can see the video about group by grouping data, so you can see how we can play here with this option. This is more related to reporting options that Scriptcase offers. So here, playing a little bit with the models, we can change, for example, the initial model. I can change into search, for example. Then inside the search model, I can see the model that will be displayed after the filter. So we have grid as default one, but I can change here. Let's test first with the grid one. So instead of displaying the grid at first, we are going to see a search application. Okay, so we can search, for example, category equal to seafood. Then the grid application will list only the records related to this category. Okay, if I just leave it blank, I'll have the complete grid application. So then I can change, for example, to PDF. So let's run again. Then I'll do the same search with another category now. Then we are going to see the generation of the PDF. I can view or download. Then Scriptcase will create a PDF just with the options we have inside the application. If you want to create the PDF straight, you can have this initial model as PDF. Then you can go to run application, and we are not going to see the filter anymore. We are going to see the PDF generation. You have this option, this window for you to view or download. If you go to export options, for example, and choose PDF, you are able to open the PDF directly. It will skip this window with the options to view and download. So now the application will create the PDF immediately. To see more details about the export options, you can find a video to see more details about export options, search for the video export on Grid application. So you can see how to play with all those options from PDF and so on. Back to the grid models, we can also use, for example, Excel, XML, JSON if you want to create a web service, for example, using this data is sending by JSON. So it's full of possibilities for you to play here with the models. Let's put it back to Grid application. So it's going to show the Grid application again. And then inside Grid options, I'll be able to modify here. For example, orientation, I'll have vertical, horizontal, slide, different types of grid. You have the option to fix or not the columns, pagination, if it's partial, total, infinite scrolling. So you have options according to the model. Then if you go to advanced settings, you have more options according to this model, but note that we navigated to settings here. So back to grid models, if we go to search, for example, advanced search, script case will navigate to settings inside the search area. Okay, so this is how you will play with the models inside the Grid application.